Hi, welcome. I'm Deidre.
I'm Adarius.
We're Nights Treks, and we're here at Universal Orlando Resort at Universal Studios, Florida, for Halloween Horror Nights. And we are going to talk about all of Dr. Oddfellow's scare zones, his house, but we're going to do it in chronological order. It tells a story. This whole place tells a story this year. Scare zone to scare zone to house to scare zone. We were curious as to how the story would flow, and so we're going to do it chronologically, starting in the 1920s and ending up today, September 2023. Let's get started. We're starting in the 1920s in the jungle of doom. Dr. Oddfellow has always been into the mystics and the zodiacs, trying to gain power. Through much research, Dr. Oddfellow found out about this skull hidden in the jungle, and he went on a mission to find it, to gain more power in his quest for immortality. And he landed in this jungle in the 1920s looking for the crystal skull. He has used it to create weird creations out of fauna, flora, and anyone who crosses his path while in this jungle. You found it! Oh, he said get in there.
We're live.
I love the That's why like I didn't
That is incredible.
While we're eating pizza fries inside of Simpsons for an air conditioning break, let's talk about what happens next. Dust Bowl era, small Midwest town in the 30s. He sets up his carnival like it has been set up, except for he's now got a backdoor entrance where people can come, sacrifice their souls, and they think it's just a fun gimmick. And he's serious. He's always been a fan of the zodiac, but he's trying to master all the zodiac stuff. So he's got symbols everywhere, all over this tent, all over his face, all over the people that he's sacrificed. He sacrificed many of his constituents, and then he transforms them with his skull, which he has turned into a cane of souls, by the way. So he has mutilated hundreds, if not thousands of people, killed them, sacrificed them, and he's inviting you in to sacrifice yourself. You just think it's a fun gimmick, it's a fun game, it's a fun haunted house, but no, it's real. Before we get too much further into Dr. Oddfellow's story, you have to know who Jack is. So this isn't about Jack the Clown, but it relates to him. That's Jack the Clown.
He is the big bad evil carny.
He was Dr. Rich Oddfellow's best clown. Dr. Oddfellow saved Jack and invited him to come along to the circus, and kind of like a son, I guess, in a way. So Jack felt comfortable enough to come to Dr. Oddfellow with his problem of, hey, I've murdered some kids, and I think the police are on to me with the FBI. And Oddfellow's like, that's terrible. Oh no. Tell me all about it. Where are these bodies? Jack shows him where he hid the bodies of these children. As soon as Jack shows Dr. Oddfellow where the children are hidden, which is in trunks, basically, with Jack's stuff, Dr. Oddfellow was like, okay. In his head, he's like, you brought the police down on me. They're coming after you. You're too messy. You're going to bring the police onto me and get me in trouble, and then I won't be able to completely become immortal and all-powerful. So he kills Jack.
I have to say one thing. It's funny how even the most powerful can be afraid of the authority.
He just wanted to keep doing his rituals to get more powerful, and Jack was in the way of that because he brought the police. So, killed Jack, stuffed him in a jack-in-the-box. But while they were fighting, Jack scratched Dr. Oddfellow's face. Blood dripped on Jack. Jack became immortal with Dr. Oddfellow, and so the scratch stuck. And that's how you can know who Dr. Oddfellow is in all the scare zones. And, you know, zodiac symbols on his face and stuff. Or if he just has a hat and a cane of souls. But he's hidden in a couple of the scare zones, so.
I mean, I had a symbol in, well, I got sweaty and I accidentally wiped it off.
Yeah, it's very sweaty here in Florida. I wish we could go to Hollywood because it actually feels like fall there. So
Yeah, I watched a live and someone said it got down to like 71 or 72 there, and I'm like,
and their humidity's not as bad, so they're probably enjoying this a lot more than we are right now. We are sweaty.
yes.
After Dr. Oddfellow killed Jack, he knew the police were onto him. He burned everything, sold what he could to different places around the country, and he had enough power now to disappear into the zodiac realm. Dark Zodiac is our next scare zone right after the house. In 1939, Oddfellow travels to the zodiac dimension and takes it over. Once he gains rule over the zodiac realm, he takes its inhabitants and molds them into horrific monsters. As time goes on in the zodiac realm, he becomes more and more powerful. He develops new abilities. He finds out that he can shapeshift into anything that he wants, but he can't get rid of that scar. Oh my God.
Ooh, he's coming.
In San Francisco, we're at the year 1940. Dr. Oddfellow has accumulated so many creatures. He decided to start touring again. He has a warehouse on the pier, and he is shipping his creatures to his warehouse. But of course, they break free, get loose, and kill all the dock workers and are harassing everybody who walks through San Francisco. Dr. Oddfellow, instead of trying to contain the monsters here in San Francisco, he has decided to enjoy it. And since he can transform now into whatever he wants, look out closely to every creature in San Francisco to see which one Dr. Oddfellow is today. In 1961, Dr. Oddfellow disguised himself as a vampire named Erlo Wolf to infiltrate a group of vampires. He told them he was a circus worker and that he was attacked by vampires in the 30s. He fooled everybody in the Vampire Council. It only took him about 7 or 8 years, and he was part of the Vampire Council. He stands up to this head honcho guy, and he demands that he let the vampires go on a frenzy and feed on whoever they want. In 1969, with Dr. Oddfellow in charge of the council, he unleashes vampires during a music festival in upstate New York. Rumors are that he sacrificed Olato, this head vampire guy, and used his blood to increase his power over the vampires. And now they're out here having a great time, feasting on everyone that walks by. You got the symbol glowing on the stage. Dr. Oddfellow has taken over here for sure. Oh no! God, what are you doing? What are you doing, guys? Oh no! Oh no! It's not groovy at all, man. All right, it's 2007. Jack has killed Dr. Oddfellow, sent him into a dark dimension after stealing his Cane of Souls. He took Dr. Oddfellow's dark carnival and turned it into his carnival of carnage. He didn't actually kill him though, he just sent him into the zodiac dimension, which is where he gained most of his power the first time around. So this year he's back and better than ever.
I think Jack has made a mistake by sending Dr. Oddfellow to the zodiac realm. So technically this is all on Jack that he came back.
How many years is that?
Let's see, it was 2007, right?
Yeah, 16 years. He's been in the zodiac dimension, the dark dimension. We don't know actually how long Dr. Oddfellow was there for. He could have escaped right away. He could have just been in hiding. And Dr. Oddfellow has referenced fear, not fear the feeling, fear the entity. So he could have been collaborating with fear this whole time.
That was creepy as heck. Who was that?
As soon as you enter Universal Studios, you come across Dr. Oddfellow's current form in the first scare zone. Here he's got his collection of things. People, creatures, flora, fauna. They've all been transformed. And they're here to welcome you as you give your soul to Dr. Oddfellow. Dr. Oddfellow has been in the dark dimension this whole time. He got out, learned of Jack's immortality, but also learned that he had been shoved back into a box, basically. So he reclaimed his Cane of Souls, and now he's here to take ours.
But if you cannot conquer your fear, I have no use for you. You are unworthy of immortality in my mercy. But for the rest of you, go into the night, see the creatures, see what I have prepared for you. And if you do survive, come back and see me for your reward. My friends, I won't keep you. Do go into the night and see all the activities there for you. Now, some of you won't survive the night. So do try to enjoy yourselves while you still